Welcome back. We're bringing you breaking news on RT International this hour. Local officials have confirmed that 3 explosions rocked a funeral ceremony in the Afghan capital. According to local media, at least 19 people have been killed. Well, we can now cross live to local journalist Bilal Sawari, who joins us live from Kabul. Bilal, good to see you. What more can you tell us about these latest explosions in the capital?
The police are telling us that at least 3 explosions were heard. There were several hundred people attending the funeral service for Salim, a young man who had graduated from a military academy in India. He was in Kabul. He was one of those protesting about the growing insecurity. He also happens to be the son of the first deputy speaker of the upper house of the Afghan parliament. Dr. Abdullah, the chief executive officer, his office has tweeted that he is safe and sound. President Ashraf Ghani has condemned the attack, saying that this was an attack on Afghanistan, that Afghanistan is under attack and the country must unite. We have seen some pictures that are actually quite grotesque, showing a number of dead bodies, showing a number of body parts. We're still waiting to hear from the Afghan government. But earlier on, the health ministry was telling me and other local media outlets that at least 18 people were killed and more than 20 people were injured. So we'll have to wait and hear what the official account is. But this is a huge embarrassment for the Afghan government. This is a massive security failure. Dr. Abdullah is the second most powerful man in Afghanistan after President Ashraf Ghani, and not to mention the dozens of senior government officials and members of parliament. And this attack just shows you how volatile the security situation remains and how Afghanistan continues to be haunted by incompetent security officials, by these security failures that continue to cost the people of Afghanistan with their lives, with their loved ones, with their family members. And it creates a growing mistrust in the eyes of ordinary people towards the government, because they think the government is simply failing to protect them.
And this week has been a particularly bloody week for people in the Afghan capital. On Wednesday, we had the attack that killed 90 people. Then we had the riots yesterday, which also ended in bloodshed. And now today, just one day after those riots, we've got more deaths. So how are the people in the capital feeling at the moment?
Let me give you an example. This morning when I was coming, the city of Kabul, as someone said, has lost its soul. This is a city that is chaotic, yes. There are traffic jams, yes. The electricity is not here. But this is the so-called melting pot. Everyone from everywhere in the country is here, whether that's because of the war or people have moved their families here to educate their children, or that's internationals, people from all over the world coming and putting up with this place and the challenges that it has, both for its citizens and also for people who are working here. So no doubt the Kabul garrison commander, General Ahmad Zai, and others had warned that people should avoid public rallies, that the security situation in the country is not good, that there's a real possibility about attacks happening. But an attack on this funeral should have been prevented. There should have been security. And one thing that I saw from some social media accounts, there's a lot of chaos straight after the attack, because everyone has bodyguards. And I think that's the other ugly reality of Kabul, that you've got so many guns. That has really made Kabul, it has actually stolen the real face of Kabul. This culture of guns and bodyguards and checkpoints. And I think that has a huge impact on the psyche of the people living in this city.
And Bilal, just one more question for you. There's still uncertainty about how the man whose funeral was held today, how he died. Was he a victim of police shooting or was he killed in a stampede?
President Ashraf Ghani, the chief executive Abdullah has said that there will be an investigation. A special security meeting was set up by the president of Afghanistan. So we'll have to wait and see. The United Nations here has called for calm and more restraint. Amnesty International has called for a probe because this was an excessive use of force, live bullets being used by the police as well as water and tear gas. So we'll have to wait and see. But his relatives, his friends are already saying that he was shot dead by government forces. What that shooting also tells you is the anger and the frustration that ordinary people have about this growing trend of insecurity, this culture of impunity, where attacks happen. And Afghanistan is simply getting used to these attacks, and it's just another day, more people getting killed, and then the next day when people wake up, they find out that officials responsible for the protection of those areas or neighborhoods or provinces or districts simply have not been held accountable.
Okay, Bilal Sawari, journalist, speaking to us live from Kabul. Thank you for that update.